Let's go. Good morning, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is a special vlog. Today is my birthday. So I thought I'd take you along on this vlog today. So right now it's early morning and I'm just gonna get Hopi ready to go out the door. Time right now is about 8:20. She's gonna be leaving around 9. Her school's not too far. I'm gonna give her some breakfast and get her day started. Okay, guys, so today's vlog is a birthday vlog. I'm gonna get ready. Don't worry about the eyebrows, they are gonna get fixed, and I'm gonna look cute today and just go out for a little something to eat. I know we have big plans for the weekend, so this is our vlog for today, guys. So this is the first year that Hope is actually going to school. So this is our first year where we're trying to establish a routine and we're trying to see what works for us and what doesn't work for us. But so far, what has been working for us is that when we get ready upstairs, we finish upstairs, we come downstairs, and the only thing we'll be doing is packing a lunch and having her breakfast in when we get downstairs so that we are ready to head out the door. In terms of lunch, I keep it very simple. Normally, I have something a little bit left over from last night dinner, or I will have something a little bit new, fresh for the day. Something like chicken nuggets, pizza, a little bit of maybe sometimes sandwiches. Any of that I can do in the morning. I have that luxury of doing that in the morning simply because I am a stay-at-home mom as well. Her school is not too far. Breakfast in the morning is very simple. I keep it simple. I like to pick things that I know that they're going to eat. Yes, at times I will do things that are a little bit more on the experimental side, is because it's what I have so that they can take to school. However, often I stick to things that I know that she is going to eat. So this morning we switched from cereal to her sweet bread with a hot chocolate. That's what she preferred for this morning. And for lunch, we're packing a grilled cheese for lunch. And her usual snack, yogurt, her fruit of the day, cheese, juice box, and a water bottle. So like I've shared with you guys, this is the first year that my daughter is actually starting school. And since we started, like I said, we're trying to establish a routine and things that work for us and what doesn't work for us. And there are also things that have been in the forefront of my mind that I have been consistent with from the moment that we started. One of the things that has been in the forefront of my mind is the number one thing that I've been doing is that I've been maintaining a positive atmosphere in the morning. It's very easy to get into an atmosphere where it tends to get a little bit negative in the morning, especially when you're dealing with little children in the morning, because sometimes they'll have good morning days when they're waking up all happy and great and they want to do everything, and other days they could wake up cranky and they don't want to participate with anything while you're trying to get them out of the door. But maintaining a positive atmosphere is very important, and I'll try to explain it a little bit more. I hope it's self-explanatory when I'm saying a positive atmosphere is very crucial and it's important. It also leads into their learning later on throughout the day. You don't want to send them off in a very tense manner, and you're just yelling at them and telling them to do this, do that. You're not doing it right, or you're running late and pushing along and just kind of making everything rush. They feel it, it stays with them, and it's going to affect the way that they consume the information that they're going to be trying to teach them later on throughout the day. So what I try to do is I try to avoid that. And this is something that's been in the forefront of my mind. It's because it's something that I remember coming up with, where in a household, the adults are kind of in very tense situations, just simply because they're trying to get you from point A to point B. And it wasn't nothing bad, but it was just that tension. Sometimes it tend to ruin the morning environment, and it has like a negative tone to it sometimes, and it just affects you, and you don't realize that it affects you throughout the day. So like I said, maintaining that positive atmosphere is super important so that it helps your children learn and retain what they're learning later on. The second biggest thing that I do as a Christian, I never let my daughter walk out the door to go to school without praying for her, period. I feel that prayer is very important. We need to pray for our children and commit them in the hands of the Lord. If you're a Christian, this is what we do, and this is what I do every morning. My husband and I, we pray over her before she goes into a school, because it's her small mind that other people are influencing. She's spending the day with other people, and we don't know who she's going to be in contact with. So we pray over her that the Lord covers her, and protect her from anything seen and unseen. Okay, guys, so Hope is off to school. She's out, and Jeremiah had his bottle of milk. Let's go ahead and get ready and exfoliate. Okay, guys, so I use this to exfoliate my face. This is what I normally use for morning and night for now. I'm currently trying to switch up my products a bit and get things that are a little bit better, but this is still runner-up for me in terms of exfoliation. From Aveeno, it's a cleanser, and it has salicylic acid. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but anyways, that's what I have. The face cream that I have, as you can see, it's Finish. It is from CeraVe. It does have FPS 30 inside of it. It's just a moisturizing lotion that I'm currently using. Also on a shopping hunt for a good sunscreen. If you guys know of any good sunscreen that is mineral based, that is really good, that doesn't leave a cast, just let me know. Please leave a comment down below for me. So right now I'm currently using this one. My toner is from Clarins, the lotion toner. Yeah, so this one is, what is this one? This one, yeah, it's just for oil. It's kind of like if you have like oily skin, and this is what I have, and this is what it looks like, right? So yeah, and my serum is also from Clarins. It is the double serum. It is from Clarins. This is what I use. So I wash my hands first. I was watching this video, and then this lady was like, a lot of people, before they exfoliate their face, they wash their hands, so kind of like defeats the purpose. I have to wash my face first. Exfoliate this after that. No, that's not a spoon, Baba. That's not a spoon. Okay, guys, so what is the plan for today? So we're going to be going out for dinner later on. Is it dinner? Oh, just a little bit after we pick up Hope from school. And right now I'm just trying to feed Jeremiah some porridge. Sorry. Just a little more warmer. Okay, guys, so I am going to be feeding Jeremiah some porridge. Today's pretty much packing. Um, yeah, so we're packing for the weekend because tomorrow I'm not gonna have the chance to pack because we're gonna be transitioning tomorrow slowly out, and I'm also trying to catch a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So yes, it's my birthday today. I'm supposed to be chilling, relax, just get ready and just figure out food. But I got things to do. That's mom life. Can't do nothing about that. JJ, your porridge is ready. It's just me and JJ. Why are you playing with my cross? And the other thing that I did was leave leftovers from yesterday. So I made an extra batch of pasta, a little bit of extra chicken. See, porridge. So I'm not really cooking today. I'm pulling out food before we even go out. So since I'm still home, we're snacking. We're pulling out the food that we have. We're having that before we go out. So I was on that mom brain. Okay. Okay, guys. So it is 2 o'clock. Like, I feel like time is literally just crunching on me, and like I haven't been able to pack yet. I've just kind of like been running around trying to get things in order because I don't like to leave my home in this stage when I do go out. But I thought I just wanted to do like this little chit chat and really just sit down and kind of like just talk about, I guess, me, you know. So I know I sent Jeremiah to nap, that's why it's quiet, and Hope is at school. You don't get a prime time like this, okay? So where do I start? Again, I don't want to make this too long, but I kind of just, it was kind of like a reflection time, you know? Like, yeah, it's my birthday. Hooray, happy birthday, great, you know? Super excited about that, you know? It really got me thinking, like, how far I have come, like, personally, and the different tests and trials that I had to kind of overcome and come through so that I can be here, you know. A lot of times we don't think about these things, you know, when we're going through them, and we don't realize that it really shapes us and who we are and who we become, you know. And honestly, I can't say that there would be a me here if it wasn't for the grace of God, you know. My channel here, I have, no, I thought this was going to be like another like vlog where you kind of just kind of come along with me on my day to day, you know. That's how I kind of started off with you. But you know, I was reflecting about it. I said, you know what, I'm probably gonna just do a chit chat with you guys, just to get to know me a little bit. And also, one of the reasons of my channel was I wanted to share a little bit more about my faith. You know, a lot of times we don't see young people our age group, you know, like millennials, Gen Z, really opening up and sharing a lot about God and their journey and where they came from, and kind of like what God is currently doing in their lives, and like the different struggles and challenges that we go through. And that was one of the things I wanted to kind of like touch on in my channel. So that is the reason why I titled it Motherhood, Lifestyle, and Faith. My lifestyle is motherhood. It is being a mom to these two beautiful souls. That is my lifestyle. That is what it is right there. Aside from that, it's my faith. It's what's keeping me. So that is why I chose those categories to cover. And today, reflecting upon my birthday, I was thinking about it. And one of the things that kind of came back to me is like, whoa, you're alive another year. Like, you are literally alive. Like, considering the amount of stuff that you have been through. I have no idea why God is still keeping me here, but I know it's for a purpose. And until that purpose is fulfilled in my life, then I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna still be here. So in all of that, it's to say thank you to God. It really to say thank you for keeping me. Going back so far as in like the different times where I almost had near death experiences. Yes, I'm where I was panicking and worried, and I thought that was the end of it for me, but it wasn't. Like, I remember a few of them kind of struck to me. I remember when I was very young, and this was in Angola, and we had one of those kitchens that was on the outside, and it had a door, and inside there was a stove, and it had gas. And being a young girl, I wasn't familiar with gas and everything like that. And I was asked to make something, and I went in there to make something on the stove. I remember opening the stove. This is a gas stove. As I turned on the gas, I was looking for the matches now. And I didn't realize that that gas was filling that room. And the windows was not open. There was probably like maybe like one window or two, and they weren't open. The door was open. I remember the door closing in, started to close slowly. And I noticed the door was closing in. Because I didn't turn on the light, I was like, you know what? Let me just hold this, like push this door. It's closing. And I thought it was closing with wind, but it wasn't closing with wind. I thank God I didn't let the door close completely. And I remember when that door was coming close, and I went for the door just to touch it a little bit and to push it, thinking that it was closing with wind, and it wasn't closing with wind. And when I touched that door had weight to it. It was like pushing me, and it was the strangest thing ever. And I started pushing that door to open it, and that door was getting stronger and stronger than me. And it starts pushing me. And I started finding myself on the inside. And I thought that was the strangest thing happen. I didn't realize that gas was filling in the room, that kitchen room that I was in on the outside. I started yelling for my mother. I was yelling. And I remember my mom coming, and my mom came, and she was pushing the door as well. She was pushing it in, and I was pushing it out, and I was just screaming. And we managed to get it out. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of came through something after. And when that door opened, I walked out of there. My mom was so grateful. She closed everything, and she was holding me, and we were just so grateful. And that thing stayed with me, and I was so frightened. Looking back at it, it was only the grace of God. If that door had closed completely, and that room filled with that gas, and if I had gone for the matches that I was looking for, I would have ignited that entire room, and I wouldn't have been here, And that's just one incident of thinking about like how God kept me. And thinking about another one, I remember, again, this was in Angola. We were leaving, and we took our flight to leave. We were leaving for Angola to South Africa, Johannesburg. We were supposed to leave for South Africa, Johannesburg. I remember we hopped on that flight. It was the first biggest flight that I've ever been on. And it was a faulty flight. I remember, I don't know if, like, a lot of people don't experience this. Sometimes we see clips of this, but unless you've like actually been in that situation and you've been through it, like you're not gonna really understand like kind of getting close to something, So I remember we were on that plane. I remember that plane had issues. I was around like, let me say 9 years old, yeah. I was on that plane. It was my mom and my younger sisters, and we were taking off. We literally just took off, and it wasn't too long after that we took off at the airport. And if you've flown out of Angola before, I'm sure they have multiple airports, but there's one particular one that's more closer to the body of water. Once you take off a little bit like this, you're, no. When we took off, once we took off for a little bit, and then we were seeing a body of water. I remember the pilot came on, he was making announcements, and he was saying how, how there was something wrong with the plane. He wasn't just telling everybody to remain calm, to make sure that their seat belts is fastened. All of this stuff, he was just giving instructions and giving instructions. I remember the flight attendants were there just getting everybody, so everybody was so serious. I remember everybody strapping up in that plane and not really understanding all of the craziness the flight attendant was saying. I was just scared. And you know what brought me that fear kicked in, and I said to myself, oh gosh, I'm not gonna make it. It was when the plane started, the issue with the engine, the plane started, it was going like this, and it was dropping, and it was going, he was trying to maintain it because he's now doing a U-turn. He's going back to the airport that we just took off. So the plane kept going, every so often it would drop. But we hadn't even, like, we were going over the body of water. And you know when you start seeing the blue part of the body of water, that's when I understood that that was the deep part of the body of water. Until this day, I remember that's when that fear of body of water started kind of kicking in with me. I remember him doing a U-turn, and I remember the horror in that plane where everybody was just praying and loud and crying. There was just like you could, like, you thought that was the end of it for everybody. Like, all of a sudden, that was the first time in my life where I saw people praying, like praying out loud and crying. And I saw some people even pull out Bibles. I was like, wow, you really, like, people sometimes often wait to be pushed to that edge, that fear of death, to start seeing, you know, like to start speaking to God or to start communicating with him, whatever. I remember everybody. I remember my mom was holding on to her Bible and she was praying. And I remember, just talking about it, I don't know why I'm kind of getting emotional, but thinking about all those things, I remember that plane. I was so glad to be on the floor. When that plane made it on the floor with that faulty engine, and we thought we were going to crash. And I look back at that and I was like, wow, God kept that plane. And I was on that plane. There's other stories, where I remember being in South Africa at one of those schools, and we had swimming. I remember, sorry guys, I remember, we were in the pool and something like that. Something happened or something like that where I didn't know how to swim, but I was like learning and things like that. And of course, just kind of like in the pool, and I was paddling on the side at the edge, and I didn't realize how I left the part that was the shallow end, and then I went to like a deep part. When we were going, I kind of floated off, and I started going down and up and down and up. And I remember, one of the instructor there, whoever it was, jumping in the water and getting me out of that situation. And I was like, wow, that's another situation avoided. Just fast forwarding again, just in different scenarios, even like sometimes we don't share those birthing moments where you kind of like just give up. I remember my first C-section. You know, it was very hard on me. I remember the injection that the doctor gave me, and I remember it kind of going over a certain point. I remember I couldn't communicate to them because they had all that stuff on me. And at one point, I remember not even being able to communicate to my husband. I remember looking over to him, and I thought, I was like, oh gosh, this is it. And like, I felt my heart kind of like sink a bit. I honestly, I don't know how to explain it, but there's moments where you come to and you're like, oh, like you kind of get so close and you're kind of like letting go. And throughout all of that, I was like, God kept me. COVID came. COVID hit us hard. I remember being home, trying to muster all of the strength to go through, and like at the end of the day, I didn't have enough oxygen. I ended up going to the hospital. I think the paramedics took me to the hospital. They came, they took me to the hospital. I left my kids at home. They had COVID. My husband was taking care of them. You're in there in that COVID unit. Everybody's coming close to you and they are literally like dressed. This was like COVID times, like when it was like the nurses and everything, everybody was dressed a certain way, and he's like, you're in there and you're like, oh gosh, you know, you're struggling to breathe and all this stuff. And at some points when things are a little bit hard, you're like, you know what? I just give up. Even that, you know, I'm like, God kept me. And it's like all of those things that happened, the experiences, and there's many more. I just see the grace of God. Every time in those moments where you're like, okay, it's finished, it's done. And it's like, He's still got you. He's still holding you. He's still pushing you through. There's other moments, even before getting kids, you know, other discouraging things that we go through and things like that. And you're just like, that's it. I'm giving up. But even the time when I lost my dad in 2019, you know, and you're just like, all of those times and all of those situations and things like that. And it's like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for the grace of God. And my eyes were open to His grace. Like, the Lord has been showing me favor. He has always been there for me. And I remember that time when I was like, Lord, I'm making a whole lot of mistakes. I remember hitting rock bottom and I said, Lord, I'm making a whole lot of mistakes. I'm not going the direction where I'm supposed to be going. And I remember I was in my aunt's home in the basement. I knelt down in that basement living room. I remember I had all of this heaviness on me. And I remember going down on my knees and I said, Lord, I want to receive your grace. I want to exchange it for this heaviness. I'm like, I'm too young to be covered with layer of stuff and fear and this and that. And I remember going down on my knees. And when I said to you that when you surrender, like, I remember getting off of that floor, I literally lifted my hands to God. And I remember feeling so light. Like, I felt like there was this light, like light load that like a heaviness was just lifted off of me. And I was like, whoa. that's crazy. And from that moment on, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a Christian. I'm going to accept the grace that God has been extending unto me. Okay. Since then, haven't looked back. Haven't looked back. You know, I've been trusting him day. You know, there's been other tests and trials and things like that. But I'm like, this video, I decided to switch it up. And I was like, you know what? Let me talk about how God has kept me. And he has brought me through. And now I am like 33 years on this earth. I'm like, it's not because I've been good. It's not because of anything I have done. Literally, the grace of God in my life, the favor. I have received favor from the Lord. And I don't want to take it for granted at all. I want to recognize him in every aspect of my life, you know. And I didn't know how I was going to start off my page, which I wanted to share, like the section of my YouTube where I wanted to share my experiences, you know, as a young Christian coming through different things. But I really hope that this encourages somebody, you know. It's my birthday, yes. You know, moments like this, you ought to reflect about the goodness of God. Like you it's not because you was good this year that you or last year that I'm getting another year. No, absolutely not. Like there's people that is much worthier, you know, more deserving of this year that I received that didn't get it. There are people my age lying in hospital beds and in different circumstances, you know. But the fact that I'm here with a roof over my head, the favor of God, whew, I think I'm going to end it here. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end this vlog right here. I wanted to take this direction with it. I don't know. I just felt like taking this direction with it. I'll probably insert maybe like a clip of like maybe dinner later on. Right now Jeremiah is resting and Hope is at school, and I'm going to be picking her up shortly in another hour or so. But it's been amazing. Honestly, what can you take away from this video of my birthday rant and me sharing? There's so much to gain when you have Christ. There's just so much to gain. I don't know how other people go through tough times and they're not Christians. I don't know what they do. I really don't know what they do. Like at least I have somebody I can go to and bawl to. I'm like, Lord, oh gosh, it's hard, or this or that. I don't know what they do. I really don't know. You know? So be nice to one another. I want my channel to be different, honestly. Like, I just want to motivate people, like inspire other moms, especially young moms, you know. Like, we see the older mature moms and they make it look so, oh, they got it together and like everything. It's like, no, like we take it day by day, and it's the grace of God and his wisdom he's imparting onto us. Like, and yes, there are babies that we're taking care of, but those are his people and he's trusting us with them, you know. We do our best. And every time, you know, you make a mistake, you do your best, you know, and you're like, Lord, you know, like, guide me through it. Guide me through it. Show me what to do for your people. These are your people that you've trusted me with, you know. And that's how I do it, honestly. Like, there is no answer, no nothing that I can give you, but other than really, like, if you're a young mom and, you know, you're every stages, you're going to need him. You are going to need him, and he's going to be your biggest help. your biggest supporter, everything. Okay, so I hope this was encouraging. I don't know why I was getting choked up and emotional and all that, but it's a lot to talk about. As you can see, what I have been reflecting on since I woke up, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Okay, so that is it for this part. I just wanted to share that part. God bless you guys all richly. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys to the restaurant, but before I do, I have to get my eyebrows done. I don't know when I'm gonna get my nails done because I have an event this weekend. Maybe tomorrow I'll get my feet done. That's about it. I will show you guys the dress and maybe in a short or something. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. It isn't finished, or if it is, thank you so much for watching the video, and thanks for joining me on my channel and subscribing to my channel. If I do share the restaurant food and the restaurant where we're going to, and a little after that, I'll probably insert it right after this. Okay, bye guys. Okay guys, I'm ready to go. Let me show you guys the outfits. Okay.
Mommy?
Yeah.
Mommy?
Mommy's showing her outfit. This is a matching piece.
What did you?
Has a nice neck thing here. Quite comfort. And what do I have for slippers? This is how I have it. Very cozy. Nude pair. Okay. That's how I have it. Guys, look at that difference. Yes. So my husband had placed an order for a cake for me, and it was made. So we had decided to ask the restaurant if we're allowed to bring it in, because some restaurants are not going to allow you to bring like an outside cake to celebrate that you've had made. So yeah, so Makimono, the location that we went to, the restaurant's Makimono, they allowed us to take the cake into their establishment, and we were just ordering different things on that tablet, and my babies sang for me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear mommy. Happy birthday to me. Everybody blow. Yay! And this is it for our birthday vlog for today. Happy birthday to moi. Thank you so very much for watching thus far, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Thank you. Bye.